Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the newly refreshed Ford Escape.
We got a storm rolling in, only if we had something to escape in.
Newly refreshed Ford Escape. This is the top trim ST Elite. So ST gives us, it's not actually sporty in any way, but it gives us like all the black accents, which I know you will appreciate.
Once you go black, you don't go back.
Exactly, and I tested the plug-in hybrid version of the pre-refresh. Oh, it's all right. There's some things I hope they're gonna fix, mainly on the interior, but first we're gonna take a look at the exterior and interior, and then we're gonna drive it and gonna sum it all at the end.
And run away from this storm.
Exactly. Rapid red metallic is beautiful. I like the color very much. Looks
It's rapidly growing on me.
Oh my gosh, can you stop it? So one of the main refresh kind of aspects is,
Muscle car.
right, the front end. We got the new front end, which is a lot sharper. We got kind of like the daytime running lights continuously running through. I very much like
I like
that.
I like the continuous light bar. I guess we'll call it light bar.
Yeah, I guess
it
you
looks
can call
nice.
it. I like the black axe. I think the front end is very sharp.
The front's a W for sure.
The front's a W, so are the wheels. We got the black wheels, and we got
Although
plenty of sight
They're kind of dirty right now, but
Yeah, it's been like raining and storming, and no, I'm not even gonna make an escape joke. So this is kind of though, if we move to the sides, where for me personally,
right here.
yeah,
That's
by
like
the
the
B
line in the
pillar,
sand.
and then I'm like, it gets a little. So this is very noticeably a Ford Europe design. This is made in Europe, and design. Well, this is made in Michigan, Kentucky, something like that, and I just made a lot of people very angry probably saying that.
More haters in the comments for sure.
But this is a Ford Europe design. That's why it kind of looks like the Focus and the Fiesta. It doesn't look like anything on sale here in America. Like it doesn't look like an F-150 or an Explorer.
Right.
And this is where it starts to really show. I mean, it's
A little cramped up, a little bit.
yeah, it's not as boxy. It's a little too soft for my liking.
A little
And
NPC-ish.
yeah, and same with the rear end, where I'm like it doesn't look bad.
It's just unremarkable.
Yeah,
is what
it's
I'd
just like
call it.
I like a little more. Even the new CR-V had a bit more edge to it, and this
Right.
is a little like, like it's fine. Like the dual exhaust when they're like inside each other is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like especially in this ST line and the Rad, I'm fine with it. It's just nothing to write home for me.
Right.
Should we take a look at the interior though?
Let's go inside. It's not gonna hit by lightning.
Yeah. Okay, in the Escape.
Escaping from the weather. It's actually not as bad.
Yeah, actually, no, it's not. As soon as we leave the outdoors. So I mentioned there's some things that I wanted them to fix, which I unfortunately didn't. Because if we go over the materials, so like steering wheel's very nice,
Steering wheel's very nice.
right? And I like the red stitching from the ST line, and like this all is fine.
Seats are nice.
Seats are
They
nice.
look nice. They feel pretty good.
They feel good. They're heated. Only complaint I do have about these is this little hump at the end. So I always like to have like my hip just against the seat to have like a nice straight back, and this kind of forces you forward a little bit, so you kind of get an angle. They might have done some like ergonomics testing, and this is actually the optimal angle. I can't say I was uncomfortable. It's just something I noticed. But if we go to the door panel,
Your favorite part, right?
yeah, and then we got this, especially like this middle part, you can just push it in.
Yeah, the
like,
whole panel moves.
Like, I'll be honest, it's not uncomfortable when you rest your arm there, but it just looks and feels so cheap. Like, probably the cheapest material in any of the like cars in this segment. I like it's nice and wide up top. You have plenty of space for your arm.
Yeah, the arm actually feels good here.
But this discolors.
It does. It's very white.
So yeah, so there's like discoloring, and I'm assuming that's like the oils and the sweat of your skin just getting on there, and then it discolors, and you cannot wipe it off, and it's just kind of gross looking. But other than that,
I mean, we got pretty soft touch material up here.
yeah, that's nice.
And there's not a lot to, I mean, the materials are okay. We got this fake carbon fiber,
I actually like that.
which is better than piano black. I'll take it. I'll take it.
And it feels solid. Like it doesn't like wiggle or scratch or.
One of my complaints was this
Oh, the door.
handle. It's kind of rough and sharp on your hand.
Yeah, like it's better on this side, but it seems like on your side it doesn't like it's not like assembled properly. So there's like a tiny bit of an offset between the panels, and you can like kind of feel the scratchy plastic edge.
And you better have a small hand because my hand's kind of tight in here. But again, it's
Yeah.
small gripe.
Small gripe. But if we move over to some of the other things they did improve, so first of all, we have our 13.2-inch screen,
Which is quite nice.
which is quite nice. So sometimes, I'll be honest, it can be a little slow. Like it's not the fastest, but Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless,
Finally.
which is nice. We have, like, we can I don't have Android Auto Connect right now, but you can get it like the full screen. It integrates into your gauge cluster and your HUD, where you have like the navigation, all that. The audio system is good. HVAC controls are digital, touch, but they're permanently at the bottom. I don't mind this too much. And fun fact, both this screen as well as this panel, which is just one big panel, by the way, this is not individual buttons, is the same as in the new Mustang. So we got the preview of the sports car here, the character of the Mustang in the Escape.
Definitely.
They didn't spin this in the marketing yet, so there you go, Ford. Pay me
royalties,
$1,000, and you can use this.
Sponsor us.
Right? So maybe not. That would be a bad idea. Usability-wise, it's fine. We got our digital gauge cluster, which works well.
And our 10-year-old heads-up display.
Oh yeah, that.
I had a 2014 Mazda GT that had that same heads-up display.
So it's only 9 years. No, but yeah, it's like one of those that goes up, and you have a pretty. Like
it's better than nothing.
Agreed.
And it's integrated to your Android and your
yeah, so you see a navigation on it. So you don't have like the map, but you see like the turn left in 750 meters or yards for all of our American friends. But yeah, it's like usability wise, very good. Don't have a complaint. USB-C, USB, wireless phone charger. We have 2 cup holders. We have a big center console.
I don't like that the middle button here is low. I wish it was park.
Yeah,
personally.
like same happened to me. So to go to park, you have to twist it all the way to the left. But you just kind of instinctively like just want to push the button, but it just gets you into low.
Like low gear is something that you're very seldomly going to use.
In this, yeah.
So I just wish that park would be in the middle. Again, small gripe
Also,
from a user experience.
Small gripe, to go to drive modes, you have to press here and then press here. You can't just like press this.
I personally don't like that these aren't individual buttons.
Press it though. It doesn't like.
It works, right? But it's just.
It doesn't. Does it feel different?
It doesn't inspire confidence. No, it doesn't. You're right.
I thought the same.
So let me turn that off.
And in the Mustang, some people were like, "Oh, I saw that in the comments of like the new Mustang reviews." By the way, review coming up soon-ish, so subscribe. But yeah, I didn't feel like I was skeptical once I used this. Like, yeah, it feels the same. I didn't even notice until I thought like
Speaking
looked
of
at it.
black.
That is beyond black.
Just make it carbon fiber. Come on.
Yeah, like you have it. Like this looks good. Make it more. Anyhow, front. Yeah, like usability good. Quality materials.
We always have someone comment on the glove box, so we have a decent sized glove box here.
Pretty good glove box. We got a little slot for
coins, which you're pretty much never gonna have anymore.
Big sunroof.
Yep.
Which is nice, and then back seats. What do you think?
Very usable space. You got 2 USB-Cs back there. Tiny cup holders. I mean, they're like you can put like a small Red Bull can in there. They're
but really
small.
just a small. Like everything else would be squished and like spill.
Other than that, good headroom, good leg room. You can recline. The seats are nice. They're pretty comfortable. A little firm. But yeah, pretty comfortable.
Yeah, once you recline, you will be all right. Same with the materials on the side. Good amounts of space for your arm, but not very super like nice materials.
You do have the 2 actual cup holders in the middle that you can actually use for something.
Exactly, and yeah, so I don't really have many complaints. And then, lastly, in the back seat, in the trunk. We have 36.7, I think, cubic feet of space with the second row up.
Which is what, in the middle of the pack?
Yeah, it's kind of towards the lower end. If we put down the second row, we get 68-ish cubic feet of space. But this is also one of the smallest compact SUVs on the market. It's actually almost a subcompact SUV. So
Bronco Sport. We're going to compare this to the Bronco Sport, but it's actually 10 inches shorter.
Yeah, that one is actually 10 inches shorter, but another vehicle we shall mention soon is only 4 inches smaller. Anyhow,
4 inches goes a long way.
4 inches goes a long way. And we have... Sorry. Well, it's a grocery bag hangers. Can we escape from this awkward moment by going out on the road?
Yeah, let's go. Let's drive far, far away from that joke.
All right, on the Escape. Sport mode, traction control I'll leave on because you have to go through the infotainment. I don't care.
All right, snap my head back.
And let's go.
Okay,
that's pretty good. That was pretty good. And now
you can hear the turbos a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, just squashed a bug on the windshield.
Oh shoot!
It has some pep.
It goes.
Yeah.
Pretty well. I just noticed what you realized when you drove it here is that once you get off the throttle,
it doesn't rev down.
Like it stays on the throttle for like just that tiny bit of time.
I've never really felt that before.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Let's put it back under normal. So we have a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 producing 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque.
0 to 65.7 seconds.
And it goes, honestly.
Is that class-leading horsepower for this segment?
So the Mazdas compare. They are 252 horsepower if you have the GT, which requires premium, right? Turbos, and get like 310 pound-feet of torque. So it's slightly down, but overall in acceleration, it does actually win out. This is probably the fastest compact SUV you can buy, or at least one of the fastest, and you do feel you have plenty of power.
You wouldn't expect that either. It's unsuspecting.
No, right? Like, I mean, it does look sporty, but it's not the newest out there either. And Ford is not known to be like the horsepower kings or anything. Actually, the Dodge Hornet just came out, that new SUV, and they claim to be the fastest. So probably we're going to test that. So subscribe for that as well. Anyhow, the drivetrain itself, I'm fine with, but I don't like how the pedals
or the brakes.
Yeah, they like the calibration is just
very jumpy.
Yeah, it's like this overboosted like setup that I don't like, that so many newer cars have. I think we're starting to slowly move away from it, but this is just like the brakes are super sensitive.
Super sensitive.
The gas is super sensitive. So it's just like, and I don't get it. You have 250 horsepower. You don't need to be super sensitive. You don't need to have like an illusion of speed, because this is quite speedy.
Right.
Speaking of quite speedy, let's go right back into sport mode for our handling test.
All right. Handling test and handle test.
Handling test, handle test.
Oh boy.
Never mind.
No.
There's I'm sorry to blue ball you, everyone, but there's a truck on the outside, so no handling test today. I can, if I'm gonna do some maneuvers here for a second though. That's a traction control step, and the traction control is way too aggressive in this. It does handle above average, I would say, though. So it's definitely...
And the steering's not terrible either.
The steering's not terrible. It's pretty direct. I mean, dead, obviously, but you don't feel anything through it, but it's fine. So yeah, driving-wise, if they would just relax those inputs a little bit, then I wouldn't really mind this at all. I actually quite like it.
It's something that you would get used to, but it's something that you really shouldn't have to get used to.
Yeah, I agree. It's just... You don't need to fake it, just give us normal power. With that being said, though, you want to hop behind the driver's seat?
Let's go. So this road is a little bit bumpy, and the suspension is not too bad.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's still a compact, like, economy-ish SUV. I would say, so it's not,
it's not an S-Class.
Exactly. But, honestly, I'm super happy with the suspension. Like, it is well damped, like, smaller and bigger bumps alike get absorbed well, especially once you're on the highway.
Right.
Like, it smoothens everything out very well.
And speaking of highway, the noise is not terrible either.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's one of the quieter ones. It's not, like, game changer quiet.
No.
But it does, like, it has a lot of these fundamentals down pretty well.
There's nothing terrible, or there's nothing terrible about this driving experience.
Yeah. No,
just these brakes, so...
Yeah, for me, it's like one of those cars you just kind of get into, and it's very like mindless in a positive way. Like you just get into, you put into drive, you drive. If you need power, you have power. If you need brake, you can brake. Like it'll never be uncomfortable. It'll never be like loud or anything. It just does exactly what you need it to do, which is quite nice. Which leads us to tech, because that might be somewhere where it goes a little further than what we have. So we have the usual adaptive cruise control and lane centering system that Ford does have. That's an optional extra. So lane centering works really well. Unfortunately, coupled to adaptive cruise control, so you cannot have it separately like in the Hyundais and the Kias, or even in the Hondas of the world. But it works really well. And then, yeah, other than that, emergency braking. Well, all the stuff we do need, parking assist, but who actually lets their car park for them? I don't think.
No, I don't trust it.
And if you need it, like, go back to drivers.
I've seen too many videos of people hitting cars because of that. Oh, yeah. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I've trusted those ones like years ago, and I had to like intervene. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, this is fine. I don't need it.
This person's not even going the speed limit. We're going 60 and a 70 right now, so
yeah, it's like
I think we're gonna try and pass this person, but there's a car coming.
You want to use those 250 horsepower.
Yeah, we'll see how the overtaking capabilities are right now.
Also, speaking of 250 horsepower, this consumes like less than 90 liters per 100 kilometers, which is quite good. So for the horsepower,
let's overtake this guy.
Let's go. Transmission reacts pretty well. Fairly smooth.
And of course, we're going well under the speed limit here.
Well, on the speed limit, he was going 60, we're going 70 now.
Yeah.
So what I did notice, especially during the launch, in normal driving it's fine. It's the transmission is a little like...
It's unsure of what it wants to do.
Yeah, and it feels like it's like, okay, take it out of gear.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need? Okay, done. Now put it into gear. It's like very noticeable, the whole setup and the whole... During normal driving right now, it does its job well. It's smooth shifting.
So far it seems we have 3 knocks on the driving experience. The gas pedal, the brake pedal, and the transmission.
Yeah. And I think we're already ready to talk about pricing here. So...
That's where we kind of you kind of lose me on this one a little bit.
Yeah, S spec, pretty much top trim, pretty much all the options, including trailer tow package, 3,500 pounds by the way. We come out at a price of $52,074 Canadian, which is a little much.
You're pushing the envelope there, Ford.
For reference, Hyundai Tucson, Kia Sportage clock in at about 47, CX-50, CX-5. Same-ish CX-50 around 50.
And the CX-5's interior is very nice.
Yeah, so this is the most expensive compact SUV we've tested that wasn't a plug-in hybrid.
And there's one more I'm going to throw into the loop here, which is a little bit smaller, but it's the BMW X1. That car was just fantastic.
So we actually did look it up.
Fantastic.
So it's about 55 as we've had it.
With like the premium plus, like the premium package.
With the good packages.
All that stuff.
It is like a teeny tiny bit smaller on the second row. You won't even notice.
I think it's 2 inches shorter. Was it 2 inches or?
I think it was 4 inches, shorter, but most of that is in the trunk space.
Right.
So you have about like a third less trunk space with the second row up. Once you put the second row down, it is not quite much of a difference.
And that car was just fantastic inside.
God, it was so
the
good.
drivetrain was so fun. The turbo engine was so noisy and awesome in a good way.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. And the interior, the materials on the inside were immaculate.
Yeah, so this is where then, for conclusion, I think the Escape is just kind of awkwardly
placed.
So either you save a bit of money.
$5,000 or $6,000. Oh, there's the ERS.
Yeah.
You save $5,000 or $6,000
and get a better compact SUV. It won't be as powerful, okay, yeah, but it will have better tech. You have
better
nicer
materials.
interior, which is probably the biggest thing here. And you get that. Or you take a tiny sacrifice in terms of space and a little more money, and then you get out to an X1, to a BMW X1 to step up everything else.
It's out of this league, really.
Yeah.
Now again, you're going to be putting premium gas into it, which is something you have to consider.
Premium gas, maintenance, all that will be more expensive. But you know, it is so close. We kind of just have to put it out there.
We have to.
Yes, you can spec this down a little. You can spec this down to 50 with a bit of options. Like we have optional wheels. We have a color that's $600. We have the trailer tow package like that. That's the new T-Series, also nice. It's a lot of nice cars out here today.
Yeah.
But so yes, you can spec this down to 50, but even then it is one of the more expensive ones. My angle on this is maybe it makes more sense as a plug-in hybrid, which you get it for 47 plus options is almost the same price.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the incentives. And the plug-in hybrid Escape was fairly good in terms of range and all that. Or you have, you live in the States maybe and you want to support local workers because this is built in North America. So maybe that will be an incentive for you,
Fair point.
Rep the local economy, which to me would be worth a couple of grand
Mm-hmm.
if the product would be equal.
Mm-hmm.
The interior is just a bit too much of a step down for me to outright recommend this though.
I would have to concur with that conclusion.
All right. So overall,
good. It's a good vehicle.
There's nothing wrong.
There's a lot of good things going on here. There's a few drawbacks with the driving experience, which we mentioned. It's just the price point compared to the competition. It's just very hard to recommend it unless there's, again, made in North America, unless trunk space is a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. So
It's
close.
It's close.
Close one for it. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, all new camera setup.
Yes.
Which is quite nice. So we hope you enjoyed it.
If you guys did enjoy it, hit the bell, subscribe, like, all those little things. Drop a comment. Make fun of us. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's always fun to read the mean comments. So,
yeah, it's all good.
Leave them down there.
We embrace all the comments.
Anyhow, thank you and goodbye.
See you guys.